Okay, we're gonna do number 26, 626, and obviously I didn't do really well on this problem, so I highlighted it, and that's the reason why it's here. But let's just go through it and see if we can figure out the answer. Okay, so it says each time a hurricane arrives, a new home has a 0.4 probability of experiencing damage. The occurrence of damage in different hurricanes are independent, right? So they're independent of each other. Calculate the mode of the number of hurricanes it takes for the home to experience damage from 2 hurricanes. So first of all, it experienced 2 of them, and then we know this is going to be a binomial, right? A binomial in some fashion, right? It's actually, I know for sure it's a negative binomial, but we're going to binomial. So to experience 2, right? So we know, first of all, that n is greater than 2, and it can go up, right? It has to experience, and that we're going to say that our x is it experienced damage from the hurricane. And we know the probability of that's 0.4 you experience, right? And then there's a 0.6 that you don't, and then you have some numbers here, right? So because n is greater than 2, and what it's asking us is to find the mode. And typically the mode, if we had a continuous random variable, we usually will just take the derivative of the PDF, set it to 0, and solve for our x, and they'll tell us exactly what the mode would be. This is discrete, so it doesn't have that. So what we're looking for is the largest, and say this, the largest probability, right? The largest probability. Find me the largest probability, and I'm going to tell you that's going to be the mode. So when n is 2, right? Oh, I'm going to say n is 2. When x is 2, sorry. We basically have we're going to have 1 experience for sure, and then basically both experience happened at this particular one, right? All of the experience happened. And I might not saying this correctly. I know I used the GU's manual to figure this out, how to work with the regular binomial to find the negative binomial. So you're going to have the first one, and then you're going to have the second one, and basically R is 2, so this would basically be this is I keep saying that. And then we basically just get this particular one, right? And I'm just gonna go with it. So we'll just leave that. That'll be 0.16. And then if we had probability of n is equal to 3, then we would have 3 minus 1, 2 minus 1, and I should explain this. This is, I keep saying n is x. I'm looking at my notes at the same time I'm trying to write this out, and I shouldn't have done it that way. Alright, so explain the negative binomial is that the fact of the matter is, and I should probably take this out here so I can really detail what really happened here, that I at least have to experience one of them before I experience the last one, right? And that's the way you look at it. So it's almost, this is how the combination is working, is that I experienced whatever I need to know before. So always one less than that. That's why we get this negative one, of this minus one here. We already experienced this combination where it's just one less. But once I times this with this, it looks like it's like a 2. So I always experienced one less. So this one, technically, it would be, of course, that one. And then this is the difference. It'll be 2, right? So what happened here? So here's our R. We're going to experience the last one for the second hurricane, and then we have 2 outside of it, and that's one's here and one's here, essentially. But that's how it goes. And like I said, I'm not really explaining it really well, and I apologize for that. I wish I could explain it a little bit more clearly. Something I definitely need to review before I go take the exam. And then same thing here. I'm going to experience that first one that I know I need to have before. Then I'm going to have something on the outside here that I'm not experiencing. But remember, I need to experience that second hurricane. Okay? And these are the probabilities. So let's just find the probabilities of those, just for those 4. So then we have, well, this one is, 0.4 squared, 0.16. Got that. This one right here is 2 chooses 1, which is 2, so it should be 2 times, and this is that same 0.16, because that's the 4 there, and then times 0.6. So it should be 0.192, and let's go one more, which would be 3 choose 1, which would be 3 times, and then we'll do that point. We did that again, and then we're going to do this 0.6 squared, and this will be 0.172. And like I said, I didn't explain it really well, but these are the probabilities. So we know that as x increase, this probabilities are going to decrease. Okay. The probabilities are going to decrease because we're going, this 0.4 times 0.4 is staying constant. They will always be, because we need to have 2, experiencing exactly 2 damages. And this right here is going to make it smaller. It's going to start to dwindle a little bit, even though the combination is going up a little bit, but it's going to dwindle. So our mode here is going to be probability of 3. If you don't believe me, why don't you go to the next one and keep going, maybe do 2 or 3 more, and you'll see that it's actually going to start to slowly decrease, and that is your mode.